So the game that practically has recorded the most draws, as in all the fixtures in the EPL, this is one game that has recorded the most draws, 21. Today, we didn't get any different results. It ended 1-1. And both teams, in a way, Chelsea probably will feel a bit hard done because of the late equalizer. Let's look at the game in itself. How did it go in your honest estimation?
Well, honestly, this is a game United should have won and won comfortably, honestly.
Are you sure?
If you look at the first half in particular, all the chances that Manchester United had to create, if you look at, I mentioned in our preview that this game was going to be won in the midfield. If you looked at the midfield, I think that Casemiro has been a great addition to Manchester United. He looks very much at home in the Manchester
He
United.
looks very settled in
Very
the setup.
settled, and
He's having some fun playing the game.
For me, he showed his class. He showed his class, even in the midst of constant pressure. Dude has a cool head. He's able to pass the ball into. And the thing about Casemiro is that he's not just your regular defensive midfielder. He has other skill sets that he introduces into play when he finds himself in a tight corner. He's more like a young Sergio Busquets. I mean, not your regular defensive midfielder. Maybe
Not
Casemiro,
regular,
exactly, tough
N'Golo Kante or Makelele type of,
But these defensive midfielders have a lot of brains, and I think that it was showed in abundance. But this game was about the coaches. This game was a game of chess. It was about who would sacrifice their queen. It was about who would make the first move. United started the game very well. Then Potter realized that there was a deficiency in the midfield. Quickly, he had to pull off Cucurella, and then eventually he had to bring on that ex-Madrid midfielder, Kovacic. When he came on, you realized that Chelsea were a bit settled in the center of the center of the park. And for me, it was a great game all the way to the end. Drama, a lot of action, not too much goal action. I think that both teams were poor going forward. Both teams did not really do a lot of harm in the final third of the pitch. But I think that if you look at the game in totality, the action, the change in momentum, and then what happened at the end, great game.
I think that, I'll take it from the perspective of the managers. I feel Potter's approach to the game in the first half was a bit poor. He was a bit defensive minded. To play literally, the wing backs in what's his name, Kewell and Aspilicueta. I felt that he was too defensive. Maybe the approach was that, okay, let me try and limit United's fullback going forward, because the added advantage the likes of Dalot and Shaw add up to the attack. Maybe that was the intention, but to play, a 3-5-1-1 formation, literally stifling your team, because yes, Chelsea do not have the best of attackers. So what you do is, if you have these men who we know they are not so proficient up front, just release them. But they were stifled, because like you said, in the first half, Chelsea were practically devoid of any attacking instinct, and Casemiro had fun in the middle. One thing I like about Graham Potter is that his ability to coach whilst the game is going on. His time at Brighton. In his first 4 games, he had switched tactics 11 times in the 4 games. In his 8 games so far in Chelsea, can you imagine how many tactics he's changed whilst the game is going on?
If he's done 11.
14.
Yes.
It tells you he's somebody who is
reads the game practically by the moment.
At every single moment. For me, I think it's an exciting thing for Chelsea, because there's a manager who is not stuck to his ideas, like a manager who sets his team up. Even if things are not going well, he still, won't change. But his ability to change it on Kovacic, when he came into the game, he changed a lot. Chelsea needed that person who would progress the ball from, the second third of the midfield to the opposing half, and he did that so well. And if not the fact that he's the best, probably press-resistant midfielders, he's amongst the best in the Premier League, and we saw the difference. Let's look at United. Their attack. I feel that this is a game at some point it needed Cristiano Ronaldo, because at some point Marcus Rashford was blunt. You could see United decided to go long. This is where you need somebody who is that good in the air. And Cristiano Ronaldo was not.
Well, this was a game that was calling for Anthony Martial. this is a game that was made for Anthony Martial. You know,
in the first half, yes, but when United decided to
you know,
go long,
if and this is purely hypothetical, if there was Anthony Martial, what could have ideally happened is that United wouldn't have played Sancho.
They wouldn't have
They
played
would have played Rashford
on the
left.
On the left.
On the left, play Antonio on the right, then play Martial through the middle. Because I still think that Sancho is a bit underwhelming. I mean, he's not really coming to it a bit underwhelming.
He's going into his second major season.
Well, I think he hasn't come into his element yet. And I will not necessarily say this again United mazed Ronaldo. I think that the whole United Ronaldo saga chapter needs to be closed. I wish, and this is purely a personal wish, I wish he's banished from the team permanently. We never get to see Ronaldo again.
That will probably be another discussion for another day.
But you look...
But again, for me, I felt at some point, especially from the 70th minute, when United, the fullbacks United decided to go long, you could clearly see you needed that presence in the air. And that suits Ronaldo perfectly.
Well, you have a point over there, and it could have suited Ronaldo over there, but you make do with what you have. Because to buttress the point you have made, I think at a certain point, when Marcus Rashford was taken off, you had Fernandes being the lead striker, sort of. I mean, then you had Eriksen also going forward. I think that he also it states categorically the sides or the portions of the squad that United needs to strengthen. United needs a number 9. You cannot have a quality team like Manchester United who are over-reliant on Anthony Martial, who so far this season hasn't proven to be somebody who can go 10 games without an injury. Understand?
Even when he's playing, how proficient or effective in terms of percentage.
Well, the good thing about Anthony Martial is that when he plays and plays well, and this is a big if he does play and play well, he has the ability to draw others into the game. For his size, his hold up play is beautiful, and so this is one area. But I think that United should be looking at signing an elite number 9 in the near future.
A bit of United signing a bit of an elite number 9. Before we check out, I think Chelsea also do need an elite number 9. Listen, Raheem Sterling is firing blanks. Aubameyang, yes, he scored a couple of goals here, but he's still firing blanks. Armando Broja, likewise. If you have a team that has a very good manager like Potter, who reads the game very well, and you could see Chelsea are a bit sorted out in defense, because even today, without the presence of Fofana, Koulibaly, they were still okay. You know, they could defend and keep the shape of the defense very well. The midfield, likewise, they're even missing N'Golo Kante and all. The problem with Chelsea is the attack. They are lacking that guy with that killer instinct, the guy who could pick the ball as a striker, do a lot, and pop up in areas you need a striker to. I mean,
not to catch you short. As much as they need a striker, I think that they need a key facilitator also.
In the middle of
in the final third. Exactly. Yes, I mean Mason Mount has done what he can, but against
Mount is not a facilitator.
You know, against against the top opponents in the world, you need somebody who can unweave defenses. You need somebody who can make do with some killer passes, and I think that if Chelsea are able to address those particular departments of their whole structure, they could go on and do a lot of great things this season. Because, like you pointed out, the team looks great. The shape of the team looks great.
Is very, very
if you watch the game, you realize that United applied a lot of pressure the moment they conceded a goal, and for me, it shows you the leaps and bounds this team has grown under Erik ten Hag. If you want to show me a good team, show me a team that has a fighting spirit. And when United went a goal down, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they would have folded. Under other managers, they would have folded. But this was a team, I don't want to mention the professor's name, but this was a team that went right to the end. It tells you the kind of mentality that is developing with this particular group of United players. But I mean, fair results.
10 games. Chelsea have not, beaten United. The last time Chelsea won was in 2020, 3-0 away at Old Trafford. United are gradually becoming a thorn in the flesh for Chelsea. But the numbers in this game all went in the favor of United. They created a big chances, 6 big chances. They shot more in the box. They shot
had the
more
most
outside the box,
possession.
most possession. Everything favored Manchester United. But hey, guys, what do you make of the game? Ended 1-1. It didn't actually favor any team. Chelsea still hold on to their 4th position. United still at 5th. It will be a nice battle, as the season goes on. But if this is your first time watching Sports 101, make sure you subscribe to our channel, like, and engage us in the comment section as always.